Maddie rounded first, Kevin rounding second in the B fleet. Jacob having a good first race of his life in a Sabot. Rounding fifth. So nice work. Maddie just, you know, Maddie's really in tune-up wind here at the end. Just nailed the lay line. And what happened is the wind got light where everybody else was. So they were on port tack, headed, and she had a little bit of a puff. And that's what's so hard about sailing, is when you have wind, you get lifted, right? So, it wasn't even a shift. She just had wind and they didn't. Your tacking angles get much, your pointing angles get much narrower just with 3 knots of wind where they had 3 knots less than you. Pretty cool. Kevin just needs to use Cunningham. Maddie looks perfect. Jacob boom out further, and Cunningham he's sailing a club boat, so he doesn't have an adjustable out haul. But that's cool. He's having a pretty good first race. He's learning a lot. Race 2. Just got the end of the second start. So easy to tell which end's favored. It's very unusual to start youth races. This would be very unusual to see in a high school race because they cannot set the line square like this, or at least boat favored. She's over trimmed, so she'll go good until she starts to slow down. And then if any sort of lefty comes, her sail's just too flat. And stall. Taylor's just did a good job the race 1 of footing even with Anton and not pinching off the line, or he would have got rolled. And he just stayed there. And Taylor's already doing very well. He knows it. But don't panic, dude. You're still in the middle. There's no reason to panic. I like that he likes to keep it close, but it's okay. Just wait a little bit. He's looking around too much, so don't do that. You got to settle in. Sail VMG angle here. There's plenty of wind on the left. Asher tacks, you go 5-6 seconds, 3, 4, 5 seconds, and roll into it. You're almost crossing Asher now, I think. I like the way you're not looking around as much now. You're just committed, because this looks like a lefty, dude. I think you're gonna be. They just got lifted, so. Asher and him, look, here's Anton here. Look how big he looks. Look at them and look how small they look. So they are definitely serious. Their mass just looks much smaller. They look smaller. They're further upwind by a long way. Guaranteed they're ahead of Anton. And if they get any sort of lefty, this is a horizon job. And I've raced against this guy in snipes for 30 years. I think I raced against him the first time when I was, God, going on 40 years, when I was 13 or 14 years old. Jimmy Grubbs, Long Beach, legend. He's been sailing snipes a long time now. Now, Asher looks headed on port, so Taylor's probably not kicking butt, but he's in the top here. Let's see if he crosses Anton. I think he's crossing. Nope, just behind him. That's what makes Anton good. He was pretty far back, and he just hits a shift, stays calm, roll tack. There we go. Taylor having another good race. I'm filming something other than the starts, but I have to here. We'll just watch how Anton sails. You're going to see the knuckle of his bow is in the water, front of the boat. It's hard to see because it's black, but you're going to see that knuckle. You got to compare that self to what your boat looks like if I get video of you. But the knuckle, the front of the boat, that boat is perfectly level because he's really scrunched forward. Now he's right on the wind. We talked about this. When you're bucking the current, his bow's into the current. He's right on the wind. He tacks. He's going to have to tack again. He came out pinching, so that was a bad tack. Taylor should ramp it up here. Max has come back. Taylor should ramp it up here just a little, accelerate, but he's doing what I told him, staying right on the wind. He should have gone further. Never mind, my God. Anton's got it all. He might hit it. No, that was just sheer beauty. Taylor's telling him that right now. That's why the guy wins. He's got boat handling, he's got good starts, see how he's looking around, he's looking upwind, he looks around enough, he doesn't panic. He's got a bright future because he is very calm demeanor all the time. He never gets rattled. So Kevin was actually, sorry I wasn't looking at the screen, Kevin was actually over right at the start, but he had already been returning. That's a very mature move. Now Maddie gained on the right in the last race, and not that the right's going to pay, but I don't think the right looks terrible up there, and I would tack now and just duck 7630 or duck Kevin as close as you can, and you're still in the race. Kevin's not front row, but he's not deep. Okay, there we go. Now you just go. It's light right here. Heel to leeward a little. And just get moving. There you go. Again, the starts really don't matter that much. The sides of the course matter, so sometimes you just might get bad luck. But definitely the start is not everything. Now she's just going to go out there. Her sail looks great. Absolutely great. She's going to go out there. If she gets a righty, she'll be right back in this race. So what she should do now is press or tack. That was a header. Understeer just a little. Let him cross, let him cross, let him cross, let him cross. Good job. If he tacked there, you're done. Now what you do is you come this way. If you're doing good, you stay there. You got to press, you stay there. And you look right, because there's more wind to the right. If you're not crossing the left, you wait for a little header. Kevin's getting a lift, so Maddie should be getting lifted here. Kevin just smoking through that puck. Okay, so she has a tough call here. She does have the other fleet coming down. They're all on starboard. Taylor winning easily. Tough call. She just plays the shifts now. She's going to come back. Race 2, C1 fleet. The good news is that the C1 fleet has figured out which end's favored. Race 2 is often pretty heavily coach influenced. In other words, they went to their coaches and their coaches talked a lot about starting. So usually this start gets better and more aggressive. Chris is king guts right here. He might have put a bullseye on himself by sticking out too much. You know, you get the attention of the race committee. Now 9691 won the start, but Chris is in the front row and in the breeze. So that is gutsy starting. That's what we're trying to learn. To be a good racer, you gotta build confidence in fighting it out and just really pushing to the edge. And he's not pinching at all, that's for sure. He won the last race. Yeah, baby. Oh, he's just, oh my goodness, his sail is perfect. He's yelling for his buddy Taylor. He's winning the fleet. He's probably winning his race and he's cheering on his buddies. He's right away on them, leeward bow. Yeah. So if you're in that position, you're on starboard, they're on starboard. You don't say starboard, you say leeward. Oh boy, he's gonna look at the left. The left's gonna be good. While everybody's racing, I'm gonna come over here and check the line. I saw them moving it. And our old line sight was those clumps of trees over there. Now we're getting more up to palm trees, the tops of palm trees. I'm gonna put my bow on the line. So they have changed the line. This is one reason why you need a line sight. So after this race, you would be checking this. I'll remind you guys because I'm here to teach you. Now I'm over right now. I'm going to drop back. I got to get out of here because the A fleet's coming through. Okay, I'm still over. I think I'm going to use the yellow sign. Below the line right now. And if I line it up with the yellow line, I'm actually length and a half below or boat length below. So that yellow 5 mile an hour sign. But look how fast I'm going sideways. This is why a Sabot is a really good boat to learn to start in because you learn to keep flow over your leeward even over here. So you got to keep the boat moving at all times, or you have to do what Jacob did, which was be over early at 10 seconds and drift. See how fast we're going here? Really fast. I know this is not a starting video, but here we go. Here's Taylor against Anton. They've just been duking it the whole race. That's a really good opportunity to duke it out against really good people. The best right now. Just a little Cunningham. Okay, here comes Taylor back. Yeah, seconds just like a first. I wish I wouldn't have got you right as you're getting past, but it's really incredible. You guys are just really dominating the day. You're kind of the A+ fleet, you two. Okay, so now look at his angle and look at the starting line. That means boat end would be favored at the start still. So racing for the pin. Yep, he's doing it perfectly. See, the angle is perpendicular to the line on starboard. That indicates the starting line is not square to the wind. And it means that that end is further upwind. So that means that end is further downwind. He's going to finish right at it. Taylor should finish at an end. He knows that. He's just accounting for the current. That's how he kind of won the last race at the end really well. Or got second. Was he knew that. He knew he needed to finish right at that and account for the current. Race 3 starts. A fleet.
On the bow to catch my line.
Taylor, those guys in front of you just got called. Oh, you stalled. That's okay. That's okay. You had 2 really good races. This is going to be a fun race. Max got off the line good. Just trying to get Max to move his leeward telltale just a little more like it is. He's doing a good job of footing out from Anton, just like Taylor did the first race. A lot of bad sailors would pinch right now, get rolled. Tack and just duck Anton without having to turn, like barely make it. He should just let go of the tiller and probably go. But to be honest, if it was me, I would speed test with Anton here. I would try to ease the tiller out of my hand and just try to coast along right next to it and be very cautious. I would not have done that. I'm not sure, but anyway, you never want to tack to windward of the national champion. Race 3 for the B fleet. We're working with Kevin on having the bang on upwind in this nice solid wind and footing a little more. He's just tending to point, and I don't know what he's doing. Okay, that was a misread of the fleet. Yeah, Jacob just stuck out a little too much at 30 seconds. And so he put a bullseye on himself. You gotta be careful. You gotta read your boat in the last minute and ask yourself, especially the last 40 seconds, ask yourself, am I planting a seed in the race committee's mind? Like, their eyes are going to focus on you in most cases. So now you could actually drift back below the line and they'll still call you because they're just in your memory. Maddie is just gonna squeeze 7630 out. She's doing a great job today of gaining height by pressing. She has a lot of confidence today. She can kind of point and foot as she wants, but she's mostly right on the edge of being too low. She's right on the wind or 1 degree off all the time, and she's just gapping out on people.